It's your boy Jims, Mr. Stop Being Dirty. DiZaster versus Danny Myers. Y'all done got me in the robe. I done lost my voice over the weekend. The kitchen's dirty. I'm dirty. It's all dirty. Stop being dirty. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the link in the bio. Get you the DiZaster versus Danny. Yo, these dudes is too good. You're too fire. You're so fire. I'm gonna start with negatives because there ain't that much. How many hats did Danny just throw in this battle? Like, he just kept throwing it. I know. See, I heard it was a rumor, but it turned out to be true that Danny Myers, one of Danny Myers' plus ones, other than this dude / Sarah Connor looking man behind him, his other plus one was in the crowd. So every time he threw his hat in the crowd, that plus one was only there because the dude even speak English. He never watched battle rap. It was like one of the bilingual students that stayed with Danny and his big family. And he used to catch the hat. He would catch the hat, and 10 seconds later he would throw it back. So Danny was able to keep throwing his same hat throughout the battle. Very creative, very smart. DiZaster. DiZaster was remembering and rapping his rhymes at the same time, kind of thing. He did it with Cassidy at one point in the battle. I don't know if it was the first or second. I'm not really sure, but one of these rounds he was rap remembering. You can just tell as a rapper, maybe fans could tell too, that like that was happening at one point. There's really not much else to say other than DiZaster taking off his shirt at the end. Very disgusting. Did not like it. He looked like someone who had like one of those gastric bypass surgeries and then started getting in shape, but there's still like Ziploc fat, like the body, like some parts of his body just looks like when you have like water inside of a Ziploc that was like ice, and you had like ice in a Ziploc and then you use the ice and there's some water left and it's just like you do this with the bag. That's kind of like how his body looks. Don't ever say nothing to me on Twitter again about working out. Next time we're on the card together, I will smoke you in any gym. We could film it. I'll beat you 3 rounds in there. Holla at me. Danny, stop saying I'm too cold. That has to be the worst. Like, just rap. Just rap. You're so fire. Just rap. I'm too cold. Shut up. I get it. You're fucking awesome. Just stop. Classic. Fire. We'll start with the first. Danny goes, he's cooking. He is cooking. He loved his bars. The crowd loved his bars. I loved his bars. Fire first round. And then DiZaster goes. And honestly, all right, say Danny rapped 3 minutes and DiZaster rapped 3 minutes. At those 3-minute marks, Danny had that round won. But DiZaster clearly rapped over the time in that first round, and I edged him the first from that because he's going longer and it was fire. Sometimes it can work against you letting your opponent go longer, and I think it worked against Danny right there. I had DiZaster taking the first. The second round, Danny Myers was phenomenal. I mean, like, scary nice. The same way DiZaster was scary nice in the third. Like, they both showed talent levels that would scare a battle rapper away. Like, people don't want a part of that. Salute to Danny Myers. He's an automatic Battle of the Year candidate if you're battling him. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't so worried about making my comeback, like getting 30'd, I would come back battling Danny Myers. But I'm good right now, so fuck you. Phenomenal second. Like, DiZaster goes halfway in the second. I'm like, if he doesn't pick it up extremely right now, mind you, DiZaster's second was fire, but Danny's second just had me in like unbeatable. Like, I was watching, I'm like, that shit cannot be beat, and I don't feel like DiZaster beat his second. I think DiZaster had a crazy second. Again, it was a long second. Oh, let me say this about the long rounds. Danny, you smart motherfucker. So Danny, we all know Danny wrote to like the time limit and shit. He's such a good sportsman. He was letting DiZaster go. You know, Danny's just, he loves this shit, and I love him for that shit. Like, he loves battle rap a lot, and I really respect that, and I appreciate that in the battle. He gives us his all the time. Very dope all the time. You know what I'm saying? He needs to calm the fuck down just a little bit. Like, that unorthodox shit gets a little too, like, calm down just a little bit. Like, I can't even watch you around my kids, not from what you're saying, just you're too aggressive, you scared children in the room, you're just too fucking much. Relax a little, just a little bit. Like, you sweating freckles off. He was so smart to rebuttal. He did 5 rebuttals, which is impressive in itself, but it was so smart because he's rebuttaling before a round that he knows isn't longer than 3 minutes, so he made his round longer doing that. Very smart. That also was in his second, which I think was his best round of the battle. Going into the third, I had it 1-1. Like, this could be a classic if these dudes show up in the third. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Danny was talking to Diz. It was a fire third from Danny. 3 solid rounds. Crazy. But DiZaster went into God tier mode in that third round, son. Like, that third round was just phenomenal. Like, the science thing, I think, was very dope. You have these little cock riders online telling like, yeah, he's very good at Google. Like, shut the fuck up. Even if you read all that on Google, to put that in rhyming form itself is fire. Like, sometimes fans need to just be fans and just enjoy. Like, you nitpicking little cocksuckers, like, relax. Not all fans, but some. The ones that have 2 followers on Twitter, it's more than likely always them. DiZaster's third round was just, you can't let a guy like that go unlimited. You know, even if I was able to go unlimited against him, I would get demolished, and so would a lot of other people. I mean, his talent levels are through the roof. Like, DiZaster is a legend. He's so fire. His personality just sucks sometimes. And ironically, that's exactly what he has in common with Math. Like, they're both so dope. It's their personality that makes you not like them sometimes. But overall in that ring, the dude shows up, and that third round was crazy. I had Diz taking the third. I had Danny taking the second. This battle will come down to the first round. I see a lot of people giving it to Danny. I personally edged Diz in it. You know, on first watch, you know, it's close, man. Very close battle. Very dope. I didn't watch the rest of the event. I was at a barbecue today. Then I didn't watch. I was at a barbecue, and then I was watching the Game of Thrones season finale, which fucking was terrible. And then I only caught this battle. I was like, let me throw this while it's still fresh. Yesterday I seen all the battles except the A-War joint, and then today I didn't see none of the battles but this one. So tomorrow or the next day I'll drop a blog, you know, talking about the rest of the battles. And maybe not all of them, not if they're not dope or not, because they were dope. Nitty and Big K was fucking crazy. I wanted to turn the camera on last night and do it, but I just got sleepy. You know, this shit is rough. You know, like, not like blogging, but just like, I'm a full-time dad, you know, working man, and doing all kind of other ventures, and just trying to think of the most income and everything I could do in my life to progress better for myself, for the longevity of my life, and also to have my kids set for the future, for their future, so they can live an easier life. You know what I'm saying? Me and my peoples, and me and my family members, and, you know, we don't come from much, but we always made the most of what we did have. You know, hardworking parents, hardworking families, and I'm implementing the same thing to my children as they grow, and to myself every day, just trying to grow as a better man, a better example, and just progress in life overall. Stop being dirty all day, but still check out the merch of the Stop Eating Dirty. Like I said, I already have a few things broken up. I went shopping and got that recording what I eat. I have a cooking joint. I'm really waiting for more merch to get in so I can promote the merch with, you know, with the blog, so we go hand in hand. You know, I'm really slacking on these, just like, you know, I don't want to make excuses, but man, I'm just trying to do as much as I can in the day, and just, you know what I mean, some things take longer than other, especially, you know, being in my children's life the way I am, and just dealing with that. You know, salute to all the parents out there, the fathers out there, mothers out there. You know, I know it's rough, but it ain't the most beautiful thing ever. I mean, it's life-changing, man. If you have children and it doesn't change your life for the better, you're a fucking loser / demon serial killer. So anyway, subscribe to the channel. Salute to King of the Dot. Dope battle. Danny and Diz just put on for the West. Salute to the West Coast out there. And yeah, man, you know, anything left? Stop being dirty. How cool is it? I got my name on the robe.